membership with up to 11 friends and family. Visit InfoWarsNews.com today. Become a member, share your membership, and help take the InfoWar to the next level.
The government's Department of Homeland Security is buying up loads of ammo. At the same time, they're restricting civilians' rights to own and purchase firearms. Can you put two and two together? Infidel Body Armor can stop every round, including hollow points and .308 sniper rounds, is reasonably priced and fully legal. But for how long? Go to InfidelBodyArmor.com, spelled INFIDEL bodyarmor.com. Infidel Body Armor. Just won't quit.
After consulting top doctors, nutritionists, pharmacists, and others, we have developed what I believe is the ultimate non-GMO organic Super Male Vitality formula. Super Male Vitality by InfoWars Life is so powerful that I only take half the recommended dose.
I jump out of bed ready to fight these criminals every day. I look forward to waking up and taking my Super Male Vitality.
Visit InfoWarsLife.com today to secure your Super Male Vitality and other powerful products from InfoWars Life.
Open your eyes. It's time to give your eyes a powerful nutritional boost. Sight is the primary input to the brain, arguably making eyesight the most important sense we have. And just like the other important organs in our bodies, our eyes function at peak levels when they are fed the proper amounts of essential nutrition. Open your eyes. Combining key ingredients like vitamin A, zinc, lutein, proprietary saffron bulb extracts, and more, OcuPower by InfoWars Life is a new formulation specifically designed to nutritionally assist the natural function of healthy eyes. Optimize the natural power of your eyes with the latest addition to the super high-quality InfoWars Life formulations, OcuPower. Go to InfoWarsLife.com or InfoWarsStore.com to order OcuPower or call 1-888-253-3139. OcuPower. Open your eyes.
You've heard about the essential qualities of iodine when it comes to your well-being, and you've read the opinions of top experts regarding this good member of the halogen family. Still, reports indicate that iodine is absent in sufficient amounts from the daily lives of countless people worldwide. Now, our extra-strength new nascent iodine formula is here, Survival Shield X2, leading the way into the next generation of super high-quality nascent iodine. InfoWars Life Survival Shield X2 is derived from 200+ million-year-old salt solutions found more than 7,000 feet below the Earth's surface. The result is a unique nascent iodine that is both concentrated and free of unwanted additives, genetically modified ingredients, and completely vegan. We even pre-screen our Survival Shield X2 iodine for radiation. Pure, clean, and sourced from deep within the Earth, X2 nascent iodine is available exclusively at InfoWarsLife.com, InfoWarsStore.com, or call 1-888-253-3139.
Coast to coast, direct from Austin. You're listening to the Alex Jones Broadcasting Network.
Crashing through the lies and disinformation. It's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network.
If you're watching us live on PrisonPlanet.tv, we have a video that we posted on September 12th, video undeniable footage of jet aircraft spraying, and you see a jet it's got 4 contrails coming out, and then in the center of those are these on and off plumes that keep going out. I mean, it is undeniable when you look at that they're definitely spraying us with something. And I was reminded of that from a Drudge Report post. What was that strange streak of light in the Bay Area sky Friday morning? This was posted, somebody shot this, I believe, out in California. So check that footage out, pass that around. That is very interesting footage on chemtrail spraying. And we're going to go to Paul, Peter, Habu, Mark, and Jim in this segment. But Paul Watson, you wanted to talk about the beheading, the latest ISIS beheading. What is your take on this third round of high-quality beheadings that we're now seeing from ISIS?
Well, it's interesting, Rob, because in that New York Times article I mentioned earlier, there was a quote which was, Obama noted that gruesome videos released by ISIS had helped galvanize public support for action. And another quote, he added that ISIS has made a major strategic error by killing them, i.e. the hostages in the beheading videos, because the anger it generated resulted in the American public's quickly backing military action.
Wow.
So isn't that
it
interesting?
Just like it was planned, Paul, and give them $50 million more or 50.
It's quite brazen that these videos, which apparently are ISIS propaganda videos, are only serving to enhance the US's case for military expansion in the Middle East. And again, we ask, is it insensitive to question war propaganda, given that it could result in the deaths of thousands of innocents if this campaign widens? And is it insensitive to question evidence cited as accurate by governments that have deliberately faked propaganda in an effort to justify military aggression? Just 3 weeks ago, NATO put out these satellite images which claimed Russian troop movements inside Ukraine. They turned out to be from a video game. So is it naive of us to question this kind of stuff? But again, with this third video, obviously it's a British hostage. What's different from the first two is, you didn't even see a beheading in the first two. In this one, you don't even see them begin to cut his throat like in the last one, and you don't see a beheaded body. Now, this is ISIS. We know they've killed thousands of people brutally. There are YouTube videos all over the place of them killing women and children, beheading people. Why are they censoring their own brutality if that's their main agenda, to transmit how ruthless and brutal they are?
Exactly. We didn't care when they were destroying churches. We didn't care when they were killing Christians. We didn't care when they were lining up people into pits and shooting them with guns. We didn't care when they were lining up people and decapitating them one after another. There are all those videos that have been out there for months. We didn't care about that. We only cared when it was Americans and slickly produced, very slickly produced propaganda-type videos that ISIS started to release. And what are they doing? They're taunting the bear now? And now we're going to strike them? That's what they want? No, they want to take over. They want to create their own state, in theory. So why would they do this? Why would they put out videos to elicit that type of response from the United States? Who knows? We're going to go to Paul in New Jersey. Paul, what is your question for either myself or Paul Joseph Watson in England?
About the Ukrainian thing, that's all set up. They want to get rid of Putin. Putin's got his gas lines, and they want his gas lines.
Oh, sure, it's always about resources.
Putin don't want to go. He wants to get the Russian people out of Ukraine. He didn't invade Ukraine. That's all the EU. They want Ukraine to join the EU, and Putin wants them to be a sovereign state. That's the whole thing there. As far as the other stuff, welcome to the New World Order. I call it the New World Order. It stinks.
It definitely stinks. I totally agree with you on that. Paul, you got anything else to add?
Yeah, the major thing with Russia recently was, again, this huge gas pipeline deal they signed with China, the biggest ever. Another example of how they're building this multipolar world system in opposition to the unipolar world system of NATO, the US, and Europe. So that's what it's all about. And definitely Ukraine now, they've got a truce at the moment, but these sanctions keep on getting more aggressive, even though Putin agreed to the truce. So they only keep turning the volume up more and more.
Yeah, it's only a matter of time before it breaks out over in that region once again. Peter, Washington, what is your question? Or it looks like you have a Smedley Butler, Paul Joseph Watson correction. So,
can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, Mr. Paul, I think you're a good reporter, but even Homer has been known to nod. I think Smedley Butler was either a communist or a man who hated rich people. The head of that committee was Dick Steen, who was a communist agent. He was paid $1,000 a month by the GPU, which was a former name of the KGB. New York Times laughed at him. New York Times was owned and operated by Jews. Anything that reminded them of Hitler, they would go and investigate. And even...
I think Smedley Butler predates Hitler by at least 20 years.
Even if there wasn't much to it, they'd play it up because they liked FDR. Fascism? FDR was fine with that. The NRA was his first program. It was turned down by the Supreme Court, and everybody knew the NRA was inspired by that. Mussolini wasn't popular for another year. Hitler? A man with a Charlie Chaplin mustache. Now, some foreigners were popular, Ronald Colman, Valentino, Garbo, but not Charlie Chaplin as a leader. I think that if this guy Hello?
Yeah. But so what is your correction about Smedley Butler? You think he was a communist?
He was either a communist or a man who hated rich people.
Paul, what do you think about that?
The caller's referring to the business plot, which was a conspiracy, a proven conspiracy in 1934 by this group of Bush's grandfather was one of them, conspirators to overthrow President Roosevelt, and they tried to get Smedley Butler to lead an army coup which would overthrow the president, but he ended up blowing the whistle on it by talking to the House of Representatives committee. So it was one of those conspiracy theories which at the time the New York Times dismissed as non-existent, which turned out to be true. It was confirmed by the investigative committee that this conspiracy did indeed take place to try and overthrow Roosevelt. Whether it was some communist aspect to it, I don't know, but I know that it was a confirmed plot at the time, and that was in 1934.
All right. Hey, Peter, thanks for the call. Habu in Wisconsin. You want to talk about Obama's speech in Syrian sovereignty? Go ahead.
Yeah, hello. Thank you for the opportunity. Let me just say this about Paul Watson. I think his take on foreign policy matters is spot on, and unlike the American interpretation, but we'll just leave it at that. What I'm calling about in particular is, President Obama's notions about being able to strike Syria no matter what, meaning not working with them, just going ahead and striking at will, and perhaps a backdoor into getting a regime change taken care of. The Syrians, and I'm sure the Russians have something to say about that, and what they're going to do is, and this is one scenario, the Russians can thwart those plans by announcing that they've been called in by the Syrian government, which is not too far from the mark, and then set up a false flag, have the FSA, the Free Syrian Army, attack them, so to speak, and then they are going to be attacking these ISIS and ISIL cretins, and then we'll see how the U.S. can just go and bomb Syria, having those Su-300 SAM batteries. That should be a tall order for American aircraft.
Yeah, and all it's going to take is somebody with some of these missiles that they got from Benghazi to shoot down an American plane. They just say, hey, it was the Syrian army. We're going to go after them. We got to take out Assad now so we can take out ISIS. That's going to be the war cry. Paul, what do you have to say about that?
Well, the Syrian air defense is a hell of a lot stronger than Libya's. I mean, obviously we had airstrikes on Libya with basically zero actual response. But in terms of Syria, they've said that if the United States flies warplanes over their territory, they will consider it an act of war. So this is what they're trying to provoke. They're trying to provoke a response to justify an expanded bombing targeting Assad.
That's right, and we're going to be right back. We got two more callers, and we're going to finish up with some news. This is the Alex Jones Show. I'm your host, Rob Dew. Riding shotgun is Paul Joseph Watson.
The government's Department of Homeland Security is buying up loads of ammo. At the same time, they're restricting civilians' rights to own and purchase firearms. Can you put two and two together? Infidel Body Armor can stop every round, including hollow points and .308 sniper rounds, is reasonably priced and fully legal. But for how long? Go to InfidelBodyArmor.com, spelled INFIDEL bodyarmor.com. Infidel Body Armor. Just won't quit.
Tell folks how you got introduced to Super Male, and then when Super Female came out, tell us what happened.
After I saw such a huge positive change in my husband, I had to try it for myself.
Talk about the effects.
I feel great when I wake up in the morning. I have drive to go to the gym. I feel like I look better. I feel better. I feel sexier. I love it.
Even if you don't believe in supplements, take the challenge. Get a bottle of Super Male, a bottle of Super Female. Check it out for yourself. Consult your physician. Visit InfoWarsLife.com today. This is life-changing.
In the near future.
When you realize how fake it all is, the football, the basketball.
Alert. Security alert. This is Homeland Security. Analysis. InfoWars building independent media operations.
You let the worst people get control and tell us that we are the ones responsible.
Prime directive. Discredit Alex Jones.
Jones is the wildly popular conspiracy theorist.
It's a popular conspiracy theory talk show called InfoWars.
Alex Jones is now in an Austin jail.
These people are assaulting us.
Targeting of patriots engaged.
They are never never going to stop. They're never going to deviate from their program until we stop them.
Block free iPhone app at Infowars.com. Block free podcast and video feed. Imperative. Destroy prison clinic.